because 50 was upset. He wanted to sign Mace. So Puff was like, okay, you got to give me I spent 2 million on him. You want to give me 2 million?
Mm-hmm.
50's like, no, I don't feel Mace is worth 2 million. So
At the time.
Puff is like, no, that's my price. And if you want him, I spent 2 million on him as an artist. You're gonna give me 2 million, not on some of this. This is what his price. You can't. His price is his price. Boo Boo was mad because Puffy didn't want to give him his artist for the price that he wanted to. So he decides, I'm gonna hire his baby mother, bring her in to plot to sleep with her to get information on
Wait,
Puffy.
hire her to do what? What do you mean hire?
She's a stylist.
Oh,
Yeah, so Mace is around, so he really wants to sign Mace, and so he brings Misa in, and yeah, and that was it.
Alright, boom, viewers, welcome back to the channel. Subscribers, you already know the thing set. We're blessed. You also know the story incomplete if minute upon the beat. And as you can see on the screen, yeah, people, 50 Cent baby mother, at least his first one, is actually making him look good with all of these interviews she's trying to do to make him look bad. Because she just confirmed this beef between him and Diddy is not about Daphne Joy. It's about money. You see what I'm saying? 50 Cent have been confirmed this a long time ago. But, some people don't see that, because he was in love with the Philippine woman. But as you can see, 50 said, nah, me and Puff, we fight over business. If he liked the girl, he liked the girl. I don't give a F about her. And that's basically true based off of the child support she's getting. So that's where the beef started, at least with 50 Cent on his side. And Diddy, his first baby mom, Misa Hilton, 50 Cent sought out a Panani Yazim. And this is why he's laughing at her, because the narrative have been set. And he said, I was just wondering if there's a number or a hotline you can call if your old hoe, you know who, shows up 20 years later still mad, and I'm just asking for a friend. And that was just based off of the last Instagram live she did on him and others. And she goes into full detail, how 50, acquired, Misa Hilton, Panani, and all of these stuff. You see, and Daphne Joy is not a victim, and things.
we won't get to the juicy stuff, but a lot of people came in here because
Okay.
the last time we left the last live, you had mentioned that. What did you say again? Go ahead. How did you leave that last one? Go ahead. About
I
the baby
think the
mama and
last
somebody.
live was, we were saying that I said Puffy wasn't the first one who slept with someone's baby mother. And that's the real of it. Like,
Okay, so what happened? Who slept with who? We want to get to what? Who did that? Who was bending who over from the
so
I know who
this
happened?
this what it
What
was.
happened?
So, unbeknownst to me, James Cruz hires Puffy's baby mother to be his stylist, right?
Wait, James Cruz? Who's James Cruz?
James Cruz
James,
used to work for Violator Records.
okay, go ahead.
James Cruz, James Cruz. He hires Misa to be 50 stylist. Request from 50 because 50 was upset. He wanted to sign Mace. So Puff was like, okay, you got to give me I spent 2 million on him. You want to give me 2 million? 50's like, no, I don't feel Mace is worth 2 million. So
At the time.
Puff is like, no, that's my price. And if you want him, I spent 2 million on him as an artist. You're gonna give me 2 million, not on some of this. This is what his price. You can't. His price is his price. Boo Boo was mad because Puffy didn't want to give him his artist for the price that he wanted to. So he decides, I'm gonna hire his baby mother, bring her in to plot to sleep with her to get information on Puffy.
Wait, hire her to do what? What do you mean hire?
She's a stylist.
Oh, okay. Just want to make things clear. I'm out the loop with that shit. Oh, you hired her to be he hired her
stylist.
to be her
But for
style, his
him, it was
stylist.
a
But
plot to, 'cause even like when she first came on, like a girl that used to work for him, she was like, "Oh, but you like Misa? She's so nice." And um, she came in the gate. So the girl was telling me she came in the gate talking puppy out the gate, like talking about how he's abusive. This is what she's telling the girl, and the girl's telling me, she said, "Well, you
what
like her?
year?
She's so
About
nice."
how long ago was it? I know, not even probably maybe a year or two off, but about how long ago was that? You think?
It was a long time ago because this was like when the first. So this had to be maybe like about 2004, maybe five,
Before
something like that.
that had to be after the first album. Then you were to Die
Yeah,
Trying.
because now it's the tours are going. Now Mace is like so Mace was going on tour with him. So like I met Mace, like Mace was around. So at this point, Mace is around,
Right.
and which he's just a cool guy, whatever. So I laugh every time when I first met Mace. I was like, Mace, I see, Mace used to preach with Creflo Dollar. So I was like, oh my goodness, I see you on,
Right.
Creflo Dollar's spiritual father. And he's looking at me like, I'm murder Mace now. But anyway, like that's a little joke. But
I fuck with him. I like Mace. I
yeah,
fuck
he's
with
like,
Mace. But
I'm murder Mace now. But anyway, yeah, so Mace is around, so he really wants to sign Mace, and so he brings Misa in, and yeah, and that was it.
wait a
So
minute.
yeah, so he brings us. So that's why when you hear in the song, I'll play y'all the audio. Um, that's why when you hear in the song, he says
Yeah,
it.
I think
He said
one of those content creators had pulled it up. I'm sorry, I'm talking
it was
about the phone.
academics. Like he was on point
Pulled it
with
up.
it.
Yeah, he definitely was on code with it. He pulled it up in a line in the song,
Yeah,
but I
he
wasn't
says it in the song. He said, "Don't make me tell you what Misa told me."
right.
He said it. Don't make me tell you. And then he made another song. I forgot to pull it up, but yeah, but he said it. So that was the trick. But I guess Puffy plays the long game because fast forward now, not only he just sleeps with your baby mother, he dog walks her.
He doing
He
man. That
dog
was
walks her.
nasty work. Yeah,
He dog walks her, and it's paying your son. He plays the long
yeah,
game and paying your rent where your son lays
yeah.
his head at.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the Diddy trial, the accusation, the charge? What's your thought on that? That's all. I mean, you knew the insides of a lot of things that went on back then. What's your thoughts on it today, 2025?
If I was to get like a legal analysis on it,
Her opinion. I mean, legal analysis. It doesn't. I'm not a lawyer,
I
but
don't.
it doesn't look like Rico. But go ahead.
I don't. I don't think it's proven a RICO. I don't. Um, but I think sometimes people just want to atone for the things that they have done.
That's what I was getting at. Your opinion.
Yeah, I think they're gonna atone for the things that they have done. You can't see. I feel like the devil could bless you and God could bless you. It's who you
Mm-hmm.
choose. Um, just because we see the glitz and the glamour doesn't mean it's a blessing. But I just feel like when you are in that light to that magnitude and to have the success of being able to change your family's lives and to act in a sense like you are God, I I I think you're gonna have to atone for the things that you have done.
Quick question: do you think that Feeney is a victim?
I
Think
think
about
Cassie. I think Cassie's a victim. I don't think that is a victim. I think she has been a victim as in when he put his hands on her,
it.
then she's a victim. But I think the sexual aspect of it, I think that's what she wanted to do.
Right.
I think that's what the history, even by her own testimony, that's what she does. Like he said, she introduced with like to the three God thing, and so I don't think. I think the victim in that situation would be the son.
The little boy.
I,
Right.
yeah, I think he's a victim
Good.
because
Mm-hmm.
one day he's going to hear this, and you know he's about to be Marquise 2.0 because she
Yes.
she said in her and she testified that she sent Diddy a text message that they read in court and said, "You are the reason for the smile on my son's face." So
Wow.
he's going to be mad at that little boy because he's going to feel like, "Oh, you didn't tell me, you didn't tell me about him." I feel like it's gonna. I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna affect him knowing his personality and how unhealthy he is. He's gonna. I feel like that little boy is gonna.
Did you ever meet Diddy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You did? How did he come off to you? How was the interaction between you and Diddy at the time?
Um. Well, he didn't have much interaction. I mean, I met him. He's very clean, pristine.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very smooth talker. Like like the last time I saw him, we were I took the children to a Beyonce concert, and Mona had Mona Scott Young had brought Diddy over to us, and he was like, Marquise, I'm your uncle, and he just said hello, just but very
Mm-hmm.
just very charismatic individual. Very, very much. You heard the voicemails. Like you think you're gonna you're gonna give me silence. This is gonna be silence.
Right. Sure.
Better get on your job.
Well, we
So,
know. Mhm. Go ahead.
no, but he no. He just seems like just a cool individual. Yeah, just
But he
yeah.
never tried to highlight you. I'm
No,
just going through some of the chats and people told no, no, we're gonna just talk shit
it's
like that.
very brief interaction, but no.
Right. Right. So like,
This for so long. But I want to segue too. What we didn't piggyback off of was the Misa thing. Like I don't want to forget this.
oh, go ahead.
So yeah, so then so now and I come on tour, I see her. She's acting funny. Like she you could tell like she didn't want to engage with me. You could just tell it was funniness. So then now I'm on tour.
Mhm.
People were knocking on the door, and you go out, no one's there. Like it was just a whole bunch of funny stuff. But this is what it segued to. So I was in the process like of leaving him then. Like like I had enough of him. I was ready to go.
Mhm.
So I had told we had a conversation. I said he just said, "Oh, let's have another child," blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm just I'm ready just to exit. So I said, I'll get an attorney. You get an attorney.
You say you want another child. You said by
Yeah.
you. Okay,
So
go
he
ahead.
wanted another child because he knows my personality. People use you against you. He knows that probably if I had another
So,
child, I probably would stay. Whatever the case may be.
right.
So I said, I'll get an attorney. You get an attorney. And we'll just do a deal. Just do a deal. We don't have to go to court or anything. So that was my thing. I called Misa's lawyer, Brett Kimmel. She tells him, I guess like she must have talked to Brett or whatever and said that she tells him that I called Brett and he retained Brett before I did, even though I had called him already, which he really was tainted and he wasn't supposed to be on the case anyway, which I have that in transcripts too. Like I had my phone records to where I called the office. Like if you saw his number there. I had a conversation with him. Like, so, which is crazy. But anyway, he was supposed to be on the case anyway. She told him that I retained him and that's why he filed. Because he knew I was going to, or that would have been, he knew he wasn't going to do a deal with me in the background, so he knew that I was going to file, so that's why he filed. Not because I was greedy and I was asking for more money, it was because he knew I was going to file, and he went and tainted it, and he retained the lawyer that I was trying to retain. Or because she told him. She told him about the attorney.
Wait, who told him about the attorney?
Misa, it was
Misa told
her.
Okay.
Yes.
And he filed for child support.
Yep. But you know how the handlers do, because we went to a fashion show. G Unit had a fashion, it was Fashion Week. We go to the fashion show. Chris Lighty's assistant asked me for a copy of Marquise's birth certificate, and I'm like, no,
what, nigga?
giving you for a copy. But you need that to file for child support. You need a certified copy to file. Like as I know, I didn't know then, but I know now. And she asked me for a copy of the birth certificate, and he kept saying, "You sure you don't want to be with me? You sure you want to be with me before I do something stupid?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to be with you." And she happened to be at that fashion show.
Messy is go ahead.
And and that's when he filed. Not because I was asking for money. I was being like, that's what I'm saying, just spinning the narrative, just the crazy bullcrap, just spinning the narrative. I never asked him for any more money. I just said, look, I don't want to be with you anymore. Well, you know you're gonna have to pay something. Like you're gonna pay child support. So that's just I wasn't even gung-ho about going to court. That wasn't my thing. But the power was that big, because like now he's a cash cow, he's an entity.
Right.
So they're gonna protect his image at any cost. So now they concocted the story. We're gonna file. So it would look bad if she takes you, but if you take her, and that's how that came about. But yeah, she was the one who told him about was looking to retain her attorney.
And he took you to court for child support. I mean, I know the story, but for the people that don't know, messy as hell. Have you ever had a conversation with me since back then? Y'all never really spoken.
No, we never spoke. That's the thing. We never. For her to be, that's my boyfriend at the time. For her to be his stylist, I've been friends with his stylist Tiffany, the assistants, Mia. Like, I'm lost how. Like, yeah, never spoke. She was always just like,
Right.
yeah. And he never introduced, so you knew it was something.
Right. I remember.
But no, last time I saw her, Pretty Shy had passed away. Rest in peace, Pretty Shy. And she came to the.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. Anyway, people are not go longer. It's no longer, bless.